G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_Gaming for another Dokkan Battle video. So for today's video we're going to review the TEQ SSJ3 Gotenks, who is about to get his Super EZA, as well as go through the best options to, or team options I guess, to beat his EZA or Super EZA. So these are his details here. As with all Super EZAs, the leader skill doesn't change, and either does the super attacks. So we've got the 3 super attacks here. We've got the, let's see, what is it? Is it 8? No, 9 to 10, 11, and then, as you can see, 12. So we've got, for the first one, raise attack for 1 turn, cause immense damage. The 11 key, which is the one that we primarily want, is a massive raise to attack and immense damage. And then the 12 key is supreme damage and greatly lowers defense. So we'll talk about why that 11 key is so important here. So the passive is what gets updated. So as you can see, we jump up to 150% start of turn attack and defense. We get an additional 200% attack and 100% defense when performing a super. Super class allies get 33% defense, and extreme class allies for 33% attack for 3 turns from the start of character's entry. So very handy there. We're going to be giving off some support. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when keys 11 or less. So there's that 11. Plus an additional attack and defense 50% up to 150% with each attack performed. So additional supers are obviously going to help build that up quite a bit. Chance of performing a crit and reduces damage by 50% within the turn when key is 11. And all allies attacking in the same turn acquire key spheres. So 11 key, you get the 50% damage reduction with this guy and an additional 100%. So that is hugely important to him. Also gets a high chance of evading supers or attacks. So he's got a 50% chance to dodge, plus an additional chance of evading enemies' attacks when plus 3% when performing a super attack at 12 keys. So 11 or 12 keys obviously going to be the money range. Damage reduction I think is probably going to be a little bit more impactful than the extra 33% of dodge. But either will work particularly well, especially if you're going to be utilizing this guy as a floater. So as you can see, he does just have the 6 links, unfortunately, but does have a million teams here. So it's going to be really, really impactful, especially because this is just any type of super or extreme class ally, so isn't relying on a category to sort of lock this guy down. So that's really, really handy. Looking here, so this is his EZA. As you can see, the weakness is youth, so the exact same for both EZA and Super EZA. And remember, when we are going up against a Super EZA, you want to use EZA units themselves. So let's jump into the category here and have a look at what we've got. So in terms of our leaders, if you didn't want to go a 200%, you can have access to the Kid Goku here and the Int Gotenks. I think either is going to work really well. These guys are good, but mainly in base. Obviously, we don't really want to use our sub leaders. And if you don't have this Kid Goku, maybe you want to run the Int Kid Goku. So looking at allies, obviously we're going up against a tech enemy, so I'd probably avoid AGL as much as possible. Gohan can always work though. Look at these two, neither of them have EZAs, so I'd probably wipe both of them out. You've got the Int Gohan. I think there is better options with that Gohan name, so if you were struggling, you could definitely bring him. The Int Super Saiyan 2 Gohan obviously has his EZA, so could definitely be an option. Gets the extra key, so it makes it a little bit easier to run him. STR Bulma, you could very easily utilize for her support, orb changing. You just, again, are going to be missing out on that EZA section. And then you've got 2 free-to-play options here that both have their EZA. B-Pan can be handy with her heal. And then you've got the STR Kid Gohan, who's just a bit of a damage dealer, realistically. So scrolling down, as I said before, I would be I'd probably just be ignoring AGL completely. Type disadvantage just isn't really the way you want to go. As we move into tech, there's probably one main option that really does shine out to me, and it's this tech trunks. Obviously, you've also got the free-to-play Gotenks here. If you were to run both the free-to-play Gotenks, maybe you could make that work. But this Gohan alongside the this trunks alongside this int Gotenks Goten is going to be really effective. If you're looking for more free-to-play options, you've again got this Bulma. She can be pretty good with her damage reduction chance. This World Tournament Gohan is a support class unit that you can rock in slot 3. So again, could be pretty valuable there. As we scroll down into int, this is where we find a few of our sort of money units. So if you weren't rocking the STR Bulma or the tech one, this int Bulma is actually going to be reasonably effective there. Int Pans are dodging support, so if you did need like a 6th or 7th unit, she could easily fill out the team. We already discussed Int Gotenks, who's going to be literally like one of the go-tos for this stage. With his ability to dodge, he'll pour out a ton of damage. You've got the Int Goku we also spoke about. This Int Gotenks and Ghost is actually a unit that I may bring in and test out. As an orb changer, he's going to really help the synergy of the team. Not to mention, if you are running Path to Power Kid Goku, it's going to help get that damage reduction support. He's an EZA and he'll link well with the Int TUR Gotenks. So definitely an option to keep your eye on. And then we've got the Int Goten. This is the Int Gohan I was talking about before that does share name with this Gohan. He's the Int Superclass support orb changer. I think he'll be extremely valuable in this stage. If you get a rotation of him and the Int Goten and Tech Trunks, I think you can absolutely obliterate the stage. So yeah, definitely a very good option there. Going into STR, I guess you've got this STR Pan. She's a dodger, so you could utilize that, but otherwise pretty empty there. This is the other free-to-play Gotenks who I spoke about before. If you're running both the free-to-play Gotenks, maybe you can make that work. Physical Path to Power Kid Goku you could rock as a lead. But other than that here, probably not a category that we get a crazy amount of upgrades for. But we'll jump in and I'll show you the team that I am going to be running here for this EZA. So as you can see here, this is the team that I am going with for the Super EZA. I did elect to go with the Path to Power Kid Goku leader. I may trial and error that. Maybe it could work better to actually run this guy as the lead. But the potential to get the extra leader skill I think could be pretty valuable there. So we've got the Path to Power Kid Goku. We've got the Int Gohan here, as I mentioned. He's that big old support. He's an orb changing nuker. He's going to have, he's got guard anyway, but he gets that on this team. I think he'll be a really impactful player on the team. This Int Gotenks, he's just going to be a big old damage dealer, dodger. And speaking of damage dealers, I think that's going to combine really well when you've got the Int Gotenks, Goten here, and the Tech Trunks here. So hopefully we can get them two on the same rotation a couple times. The support they provide for each other, the crit chance, I feel like they are just going to absolutely obliterate this stage together. And then the final option I did elect to run was the Int Gotenks Ghost. So I did think about running one of the Bulmas, whether that's one of the free-to-play EZAs or the STR with her support and orb changing. But I think this guy with his orb changing type advantage, being an EZA, is just going to be far more impactful. Obviously I showed it outside of the game, but going in here in-game, I guess if you're really battling for free-to-play options, you could go the Int Broly as well. But I do think this Bulma could be pretty underrated because with her entrance animation, she's got the dodge, and especially if you are running Path to Power Kid Goku, whether that's your own as lead or a friend, you can get that extra ability active for her as well. I didn't really speak about this guy's EZA too much, but I think he could dish out as a pretty good damage dealer. If you take some damage, you're going to be able to get off his active skill as well. So firing even more damage. These usually aren't the hardest things in the world, these super easy A's. But yeah, we definitely want to get him done because Gotenks is really, really good after his super easy A's. So let me know what type of team you're going to be running down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content. And hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.